Hey folks, it's the Red, and welcome back to Let's Play Shantae Half Genie Hero. We just got done completing the game and saving the world as Shantae. And now we're going to go back and do it all over again. This time we're going to ruin the world with risky boots. Yes, we're going to be tackling another of the DLCs. This is Pirate Queen's Quest, where you play through the game as the nefarious Risky Boots. It operates a bit differently from the other playthroughs. Let's check it out.
There are two sides to every story. This is how it really happened.
So yes, we are basically looking at this from another character's perspective. Gather round, everyone. I want to show you all my latest invention. I call it the Dynamo. Ooh, how exciting, Uncle. What's it do? Watch closely. When I flip this switch, the opposing light magic and dark magic will respond, generating enough power to light up all of Scuttletown. Pirate raids will be a thing of the past. If you say so, Uncle. You can tell Shantae's not buying it. Now then, is everyone ready? Do it. All set. I hope it explodes. Oh, Roddy. Here goes nothing. Yep, still as bouncy and wobbly as before. Looking good. Oh no, a malfunction. We definitely didn't see this coming. That is... Uncle, what's happening? Uh-oh, I don't like the looks of this. That hamster's cog should be wobbling a lot more than this. Look out! It's going to... Gosh darn it, what were the odds of this happening again? There's no way to shut it off. I know of a good way to shut it off. You could, destroy the thing. It's obviously not operating as it should be. Ho! And she sticks the landing. She sure does do a lot of jumping from high places, I can't help but notice. It's Risky Boots!
Queen of the Seven Seas.
Or in the flesh. I got kinda tired of that phrase, though. Drat! She's outsmarted us again!
You poor, unsuspecting fools.
I swapped blueprints when you weren't looking. You've been following my plans all along. Huh? What do you mean? Surely you've noticed the side effects. Just watch what it does to the half-genie brat. Please don't be a pallet swap, please don't be a pallet swap, please don't be a pallet swap, please don't... Ah, darn it! It turned her all scary! This kinda doesn't sound natural for Sky to say. She looks gross. I like it. You fiend! You've inverted her magic! With this machine.
I can turn anything I want from good into evil.
Thinking about it, where are these chains coming from? An airship? How is she hauling away? A few more modifications, and I'll be able to control all of Sequin Land. And once again, they're just gonna stand by and let it all be taken away. Sigh, once again, I'm overshadowed by your sheer genius. What a fool I've been. Again, a completely unnatural thing for Uncle Mimic to say. But then again, keep in mind that this is supposedly Risky's version of the story, and everybody's a weak, timid fool compared to her. Have fun untangling the mixed-up magic of your genie friend. Who knows, maybe you'll get your own DLC episode based on that.
Ta-ta.
Super jump! I'm going to be super disappointed if we don't get to do that in-game.
Everything was going exactly as planned.
And so we return to the ship to take a bath. An evil bath! Giggle!
Another perfect heist.
Those fools played right into my hands. My evil hands. Just imagine. A machine that can invert magic.
Anything I want is mine for the taking.
All I need is do-gooder magic, and there's no greater source than that accursed genie realm. I will make their power my own. Then I will rule over all of Sequin Land. Yeah, didn't we already go over all this?
True.
In its current form, the machine is much too weak for a task of this magnitude. We're going to need 5 components to get the job done. If I had them, I could upgrade the machine, rip open the Genie realm, corrupt its magic, and rule over everything by supper time. If you say so. The dancing she-rat won't stay down for long. I'll have to finish her off for good this time. But first, I'll need those 5 components. And if I know those moronic barons of Sequin Land, they'll have just the parts I need. Now, where should I search first? And from here, we now have access to Risky's cabin, and you can talk to each of these 3 Tinkerbats. One of them will let you choose which level you want to go to. One of them acts like the bathhouse lady, who will give you a hint if you talk. And one can save your progress because Risky can't talk to Save Guy for some reason. But anyway, let's go ahead and start traveling.
Shove off!
Well, that wasn't very nice. Anyway, here you can go back to Risky's cabin if you want to undo that last selection. And from here you can choose any level. And unlike in the other modes, you can play these levels in any order that you want. You don't have to start at Main Street. You could start at Hypno Baron's Castle if you wanted to. But we're going to be boring and do the levels in order anyway. So, off to Main Street we go. In between levels, Risky Boots will encounter a Tinkerbat with a book and quill instead of the Save Guy. It's the neat little cosmetic changes that make all the difference. An attack on this backwater burg will prove the perfect distraction once I purloin the component parts I need. It worked so well the first time, after all. Huh?
My men! How dare they start without me? I'll punish you, but good.
And, yeah, this is basically the explanation that Risky has for going in to attack her own crewmen.
Snap 2.
It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense that, her crewmen, however, are attacking her, so I don't know what the deal is with that. Anyway, as you can see, Risky operates at a glance pretty much like Shantae does. She runs, she jumps, and she has a hair whip style attack in her scimitar. Has about the same range as well, so you just run up, you hit the attack button, and you can attack enemies from a distance. You also have a pistol attack, but at its base level, it's not very powerful, as you can see. It's taking way too long to take down one of these guys, so best to stick to your scimitar early on, and only use your pistol for certain puzzles that call for it. You also have at your disposal, when you press the L button, a Tinkerbat will come to your command and attack any enemies in front of you, so that's pretty neat. Once again, they're not too powerful, but the extra damage can help out. It's the next best thing you have to a pike ball. But anyway, we're basically going through Main Street again, in pretty much the same style that we did when we did with the other playthroughs. Here's one of those puzzles I was talking about. You press the shoot button, you can hit the eye, and then you can go right across, because naturally Risky can't change into a monkey to make that jump, and there's no boxes to push around for some reason. Anyway, things are getting a little hectic here. I'm really surprised I didn't get hit by anything there. You'll notice that there are some enemies here that weren't here originally, so there's definitely a lot to look out for this time around. Risky also has in her arsenal, when you press down and jump, you'll do a slide maneuver, very similar to the one from the Mega Man games, and I really appreciate that because this is a much better dashing maneuver than what we have with Shantae's backdash. Again, I'm not against the idea of a dashing maneuver for Shantae, but I just don't find the backdash to be all that useful, because it goes in the wrong direction, it doesn't seem to make you go any faster. This slide, however, definitely much more useful in my opinion, and a big part of why I like Risky's gameplay a lot better. And much like in the Shantae playthrough, we're going to have several treasures that we can collect, but I'm going to be saving that for later in the game once I have certain power-ups and abilities that will actually let us get to them all. Keep running here because there's going to be cannonballs falling right behind. Also, this might be a good time to talk about the other pistol abilities that we have. We have a Seeker Shot, which, well, there's nothing to shoot at from here, but it will lock onto any targets up ahead and automatically hit them. It also does more damage than your basic shot. Ow. We also have the Spread Shot, which can shoot 3 bullets in a spread, as you can see. It also does more damage than your standard shot. Each one has its uses, but for the most part, I'll be sticking with the regular shot. Well, actually, I'll be using the Seeker a little more until we can get the regular shot upgraded. And here's one of those treasure chests that I was alluding to earlier. We're going to need certain pirate gear in order to be able to get up to it, so we're just going to have to leave it for now. Moving right along onto the burning part of town. You'll encounter many Tinkerbat types that Shantae herself did not encounter until close to the end of the game. This could make Risky's playthrough a good bit harder at certain points. So you'll definitely need to bear that in mind as you progress in the game. Just gonna wait for these platforms and then move on. The last one stays on longer, so you don't need to rush too much there. Yeah, here's one of those Tinkerbats I was talking about. These guys can be quite a handful. The shots will do 4 damage to Risky, so definitely want to watch out for them. I would recommend using the Seeker to get them out of the way. Pick them off from a safe distance. And, yeah, there's the homing ability in action, in case you wanted to see it. Definitely pay attention to those shots and make sure you're not getting hit by those. And once again, just like in the Friends to the End DLC, these Tinkerbats, who normally come out of barrels, will instead just appear out of thin air, so you're just going to want to be careful as you move forward there and don't accidentally run into them. If you can get some sword swipes in, go ahead and do so. It will take them out a little quicker and save you some ammo at the same time. But otherwise, just kind of keep your distance and shoot them with the Seekers. It's the safest way to approach them. We also have a number of food items this time around that we can use to heal up Risky Boots on the fly, which we did not have in Friends to the End, thankfully. Oh my gosh. I'll be sure to cover all those once we have the full collection of them. I think there's a few we haven't seen yet. But for the most part, the Tinkerbats do a pretty good job dropping those for us, so I'm sure we'll be seeing them all eventually. Yeah, let's use the spreader here. I'm not hitting that bomb. There we go. I keep pressing the 2 shoulder buttons together, expecting it to go back to the default shot. Again, another Mega Man callback, but that's not quite how this game works. This is definitely a more interesting take on the standard gameplay, and I find this mode to be a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we have all the items now. Oh, not quite. But I may as well go over them anyway. In this slot, we're going to have Rancid Jam, which will only restore 1 skull on your health bar, similar to Shantae's Monster Egg, so it's good for the beginning of the game. We have the Juicy Melon, which will restore 2 skulls, Corn Dog, which will restore 3 skulls, Tuna Roll, which will restore 4 skulls, and in this slot there will be a Tentacle, which will restore all of your health. You'll definitely want to hang on to your tentacles until you've gotten health upgrades, which you will get later on. And now it's time for the boss that I think we're all expecting here. There you are. No one attacks until I give the orders. Got that? These pirates clearly take orders from no one. Nothing to say.
You boys asked for it.
Now you're just begging to be punished. And so, Risky has to take on her own Tinker Slug, Tinkerbat Turncoats. So, same strategy as before, hit the bell, make the TNT appear, and then climb on up, hit the TNT into the Tinker Slug, then jump down and start hitting it with your sword. Wash, rinse, repeat. This fight is made a bit easier by the fact that you don't also have Risky Boots shooting at you from on top of the ship because, well, we are Risky Boots. That would just be silly if we were getting shot at by ourselves. Although, I'm pretty sure they could have just had a Tinkerbat up there shooting a pistol at you. But because of that, yeah, I think Risky Boots has this fight easiest out of anybody who does this fight. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Anyway, wait for the thing to finish spinning around, then climb on up, hit the last TNT in, and this boss really should not give you a run for your money. It's actually pretty easy to do this boss no damage, but I got a little reckless there and took one hit, but yeah, it's not tough.
Don't you dare defy me again!
You'll loot and pillage under my orders!
Got it!
They're not saying anything, but I'm pretty sure they will be saying something along the lines of, "Please forgive me!"
Weigh anchor! Shove off!
I think you forgot somebody.
Don't leave without your captain!
I love that scene there. But anyway, if they didn't forget her, then she wouldn't have been able to take this treasure here. Inside the chest we have the first of our component parts. And with that, we've completed the level. For now, at least. Super jump! Splash. You know, something about this scene I have to make note of. This tub is balanced on a grate over a burning area. If this tub shifts a few inches in any direction, that whole thing is tipping over. This is a disaster waiting to happen. Excellent. With this component in hand, I'll be able to make my Dynamo even stronger. And then the Tinkerbats just come running in. Can't you see she's taking a bath?
What's this? Patch glider.
And so we get the pirate hat. This is one of the pirate upgrades I alluded to earlier, and just like in Pirate's Curse, this item will let you glide through the air.
Lovely.
When you hold the R button. I'll put this pirate hat to the test right away. Keep those contraptions coming.
Now, back to work.
And so with that, we now have the pirate hat. We can now use it in future levels, but we're going to go ahead and call it here and continue our adventure in the next part. So, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.